All right, folks. Hey, we continue along this week now. Thursday, great to see all of our students. And might I say, Wednesday. I just messed that up, didn't I? I mucked that up badly. So great to see all of us here once again this Wednesday. I'll tell you what, the Traders Talk reschedule messing me up. So let me recalibrate. Let me regroup this Wednesday morning. Great to see all of our students and members alike here. Andrea, Brad, Wendy, Leda, Michael, got Wayne, got Lawrence, got Richard, got John, got Kathleen. Got a full house once again this morning. Rhonda as well. Great to see her. Andrea saying, Traders Talk has screwed you up. I barely remember what I have for breakfast each morning, Andrea. So to have like a major switch, that's why I've tried to tell all of us here in the trading room, our workshop Traders Talk we conduct now on Mondays has messed me up at least. I hope it didn't mess you up like it did me. So again, today's Wednesday morning, shortly after 9 o'clock Eastern though. Great to have all of us back on social media though, otherwise Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. Bottom left pulling up there at Cyber Trading U. Always look to hit the follow or subscribe button on our YouTube channel here. Actually, a quick little heads up. We ended up posting a YouTube video just last night, like 6 o'clock at night here. We're going to post the link for all of us inside our live trading room we did earlier, but always look to follow and subscribe to us on our social media streams, namely YouTube. That's where we have our main hub of videos. So I actually did a small clip from Traders Talk. Just post that up actually last night for you right there on the ASTS trade at least. That was such a phenomenal move. But here's the thing. At Cyber Trading University, we tend to find one of those moves, like the ASTS stock like I was talking about. We tend to find one of these, like once a week, once every other week at that. We're talking like a real 500, 400% move across one sitting. This was about like 1,300% within a few months. This was actually pretty historic, more as a swing trade than anything. But point being is that we tend to find a lot of these trades each and every week, each and every month. So with that, there was a couple of flavors of the day from yesterday I do want to go over. And then from there, we'll build up our watch list for this morning. Got all my crazy lines open for this one still. The Lunar stock ended up making a hell of a pop. It took a little while for this to get going, though. So, chopping around a little bit. Speaking of chart patterns, otherwise, we talked about chart patterns in our class just last week. A bit of an inverse head and shoulders before it broke higher. Shoulder here, at least from regular session, drop, shoulder, and thankfully it led to the breakout. So we were more focused around the resistance at $5.06, big level from pre-market from Bookmap. And with that, it led to a great payoff. Thankfully, the cookie crumbled well on this trade. There are some times where a stock just keeps teasing, and finally when it pops, it maybe gives you like 10, 15 cents, and that's that, and then it dumps. This gave you that big move shortly after, right? This gave you everything you wanted to see. Went from 505, 506. I was in from 475. My student John at the time was in from 507. We had icebergs, which I deleted the lines for just a moment ago, but on Lunar yesterday, a couple of icebergs at 580, at $6 up top there, about 70,000, 80,000 shares a pop. So me and John and I got out right at 580. We took the money and ran. We didn't want to get greedy. We didn't know if it was going to hit 6 or not, maybe test 6, false break, whatever it may be. We took the money and ran right at 580, and it was a great call because I meddled around for a little bit after heading into the afternoon. But normally it's flavor of the day. If it ends up popping back up again for us this morning, like this Lunar trade, I'll definitely have full interest in it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Right now, it seems a little broke. Right now, this thing's down 4% from yesterday. It's not showing that great momentum so far. So we'll put it on our side list, right? We're going to put it on our side list here for the morning. You don't want to just fall in love with this trade if it's not going to do anything, because there's going to be plenty of other moves out there otherwise that did make a pretty good run, right? So continuing with that, stock that doesn't look like the fastest thing out there, but Wolf, WULF, this is more of a category 1 stock. This is all you need. Now, it's easy to say it moved up after, but this is where, as far as like support resistance goes, basically the same thing played out here. Just in this case, we had a resistance flip into support. It was here at 457. We had called it out pretty much right at this time. It was breaking back up. We were looking for just a simple flip from resistance to support. It almost got shaken out here as it pulled back, a few pennies off. But, it's a slow stock, right? But it ended up making a nice push. It's exactly what we were looking for upon it, trying to make that new high. So resistance flipped, made a nice move up higher. Richard saying, I've been in Wolf for a month now as a swing trade from 325. So kudos to Richard G, one of our gold students here in our live trading room. This is a great swing trade for a couple of reasons. A, this is slow. That's why it's a good swing trade. And by slow, it's going to become faster over time. Clearly, as you could see, it broke out of this range here back in June. Anytime a stock continues to go up, 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 it's going to become more volatile, the more expensive it gets and whatnot. This is still pretty slow. So take that for what it's worth. But on top of that, this is a Bitcoin mining company. So if you're interested in Bitcoin, if you're bullish long-term Bitcoin throughout this year, next year, this will more than likely make a strong move with it. So I think he's in a good position right there. Our student Richard G is in from 325. So pretty much upon that breakout from this channel, we'll say. He said for a month now. So yeah, practically around here, Richard, right? I'm going to assume like right around here, maybe on the dip otherwise, but great trade. Great swing. Now for the open, though, I'll say the same here as I said on Lunar, just that this is looking a little bit stronger. It's holding near the high that we had from yesterday. So, I'm more keen to put this on a list, but we're just going to scan otherwise, see what else we can grab. We had a couple of good moves earlier today. I do want to just, talk about to begin. Would have found them on the gainers list anyway. But to begin, we have the SDIG stock. This stock ended up having a good pop, also a Bitcoin mining company. But, the news out on this company is that it's a buyout. That's weird, right? Because normally buyouts don't tend to make any sort of movement, especially a cheap one, especially if it's like a $3, $5, $8 stock that gets bought out. The cheaper it is, it's not as likely to make like a rangy move. It's like a $200 stock gets bought out. Maybe it can make like a dollar move in a tight range. But this is pretty rare. It's more of an anomaly to see off of buyout news. So yeah, let's take a look. Bitfarms, another company publicly listed, BITF, agrees to acquire Stronghold Digital Mining in a stock-for-stock transfer merger transaction. Okay, so I guess that might just be the difference maker in it. Maybe it's not like a full cash transaction listed buyout. It says stock-for-stock merger transaction listed at $125 million equity value, and there's also $6.02 a share. Don't hold your breath for $6.02 a share, but it's just, I guess this might be the difference maker, and this moving a little bit more than it should be. So, hey, going into the open, it would be ignorant for me to not put this on our watch list in hopes of this trying to make a break. But again, the key is that it's technically a buyout. So I'm a little bit more, hands off on this stock than anything. I'm going to try and see if there's other trades that are moving better, but otherwise, it has good liquidity. If it does break this resistance here at 490-ish, maybe you can get a clean move. That's all. The SMFL. Now, this is our top percent gainer right now, and I'm not in on this right now. So be it. I'll tell you what, after all of the moves we caught yesterday, I did say this just to begin my morning, just to all of us here live. And I don't know if Grant took it the wrong way. I was like, listen, I'm here. Don't worry. I'm sticking around. But it's just to say, yesterday was one of the best trading days that we had this year. This is exactly what we train you for, right? So if you made your day's pay, if you exceeded your goal, if you did way better than you normally do, it's a good morning to be lazy. It's a good morning to not trade. It's a good morning to sit back, just prep for the market open, right? We'll be more hands-on then, right? I'll be more hands-on coming up at the market open here. I did take this as a trade at first, but I ended up making like 4 or 3 cents as it shook down. I'm like, I don't want to hang into this. So with that, it pulled back a little bit, but it's now making that better move I was hoping it could make. So yeah, at this point now, SMFL, I'm going to put back on our watch list here. Not the first move I'll miss, not the last I'll imagine. So with that in mind, we're going to put this back on our list, see if it could break the higher high off of 270. We got a little resistance there. All right, so the SMFL, the SDIG trade, both looking pretty good going into the open. I'll tell you what, pre-market at 8 o'clock in the morning, there was garbage out there, though. Otherwise, there was nothing else I was a big fan of. So I'm really hoping to see a stronger pop here coming up. So scan from top to bottom now. And again, stocks like Rev B were like kind of leading the gainer side here to begin, kind of garbage. Lower high, lower low. GDC, higher low, higher high. It's trying to go right now, that's for sure. Decent volume, actually. Not terrible volume. So I'll add this to our watch list. Just going to break out the news one more time. What was that one? GDC. My dyslexia tripping me up. Tripping up my days of the week. Tripping up my letters of the week now. GDC launches a TikTok account to share latest AI-related news and trends. That's like a nothing burger. I mean, hey, not to say the stock can't pop. It's already up 40%. It's some small cap stock that's been shorted to eternity, then perhaps the shorts will eventually cover. And look what happened back last year in May. It has the potential to make that type of move. So, you know what? I'll add it, but this is definitely going to come back down pretty hard. Big trees are going to fall hard on this one over time. BBAI, I was hopeful to see this make a stronger move up. I'm going to put this on our list again, and I'm going to put it above that other one, GDC. GDC at the bottom of the list there. But BBAI is a stock that we're very familiar with. Just this stock in SOUN, Soundhound. SOUN actually had a strong afternoon yesterday. I didn't realize that. So it happens when you step out. But no, it's to say that this did have a pretty good afternoon. A good side list stock for the open, trading about 630,000 shares, but it's going nowhere. So BBAI is more flavor of the day for this morning. I'm going to put this on our watch list to begin. Break out the news one more time. Newsman Levitan this morning. All right, get the squint, but what do we got here? From yesterday, which was Tuesday, confirms today is Wednesday. Big Bear stock soaring after the bell. Company received an award as a subcontractor to Concept Solutions. I'm not going to act as if I know anything about that. $2.4 billion shared ceiling over 10 years. That's a large number. That's a large number there for a smaller cap stock. 10-year, $2.4 billion contract with the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. Well, that sounds like a lot more there. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I mean, this goes right on our watch list. It's still holding over the VWAP as we're talking. Actually, it broke over here. Now it flipped it into support. So pretty good sign for what's ahead on this BBAI trade. BPTH garbage. IMMR garbage. A lot of garbage this morning. It was a good morning to be lazy. Good morning to be lazy, folks. ALZN is the PTSD company that we traded back at the end of last week. It was on Friday. This was a great pre-market pop that we had here, right? But hey, big trees fall hard. So, hope you listen to that. Because seems probably going to happen on that GDC trade. RR, I think Chuck had called this out yesterday. Nice little move in the morning. Siri, this has been a long tease for a long time, and I'm not really too interested. All right, we'll hop over to the more expensive gainer side. I like to separate them by price, at least to weed out the expensive ones. We normally don't focus on those as much, so I'll be pretty quick here. Target, as Fausto would say, right? So with that, TGT, I think it's more than Fausto. That's like kind of like a nickname for Target nowadays, right? Target, put a little French on it. Q3 adjusted EPS outlook, so they beat their earnings. I think that we knew that going into this week. I think retail's out this week. I think also, is it Macy's out today? Is Macy's out today? Yeah, Macy's out today. Macy's out today, that's for sure. I didn't head over to the losers list yet, so I was wondering, Mike. I thought Macy's came out too. Yeah, they came out. They're on the loser side. So you know what? We're going to add both at this stage. TGT, Target on the way up, and then Macy's. There's no spin on the pronunciation there for Macy's. It's just Macy's, but Macy's M on the way down will catch. But otherwise, nothing else really looking that great. TGX might be TJ Maxx. We already got Target on there. It's more expensive. We're going to try and keep it more within like 1 to 30 range. But all right, we'll hop over to the loser side here. Seeing if there's anything good out there. Actually, it wasn't such a lazy morning. I ended up going for a nice like mile-and-a-half run. Walk run. I'll admit it was a walk run, but got most of it was a brisk little jog run. Got my cardio in this morning. All right. Anything else doing out there on the loser side? You got Macy's, JD, which I think was overnight. Yep. A little flat right now. I could add them to our list. I don't have a necessity to. Bitfarms, again, that's down off buyout news because when they spend a ton of money or stock, whatever it is, to purchase another company, they're going to drop off a bit. That's more typical than anything. Lunar, again, on our side list. We'll put this just on the side list going into the open. And that's pretty much it, folks. I'll run the gainers list one more time. But for all of us on social media, actually, I see a few of us in chat right now. Jason and Frank and Todd on YouTube right now joining on. So them, and then Wendy and Richard, Michael, John, and Grant, and all of us here inside our live trading room. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd want me to check out here before we finish up. Got my cardio in and didn't get my coffee in. I'm stumbling over my words here. No wonder why I didn't get my coffee in. Got to fill up before the open. SDIG, ALZN, or all the stuff we kind of caught already. Most of garbage. The other half we kind of put on our watch list already. When he's saying earnings report for Target, yeah, we saw that just before, so hopefully they'll continue to pop. Good stock to put on our list for right now. And I'll tell you, I think that's pretty much it, folks. I mean, really a pretty simple list, if anything. It's pretty straightforward. A couple retail stocks coming off earnings. Then on top of that, a few of the top percent gainers to work with. So there we go. Always like to post a watch list right away. We're still in the stick post no delay. So all of our students and members inside our live trading room have enough time to prep up, get their level straight and ready to go for the market opens. And with that, folks, hey, we got about 15 more minutes. So, from Margaret, Lynn, and Randy, Wendy, Richard, all of us here in our trading room, listen, we just scanned the market the last 15 minutes. I doubt there's going to be anything else coming out here prior to the opening bell. Start and stick to this watch list. It will give you the best opportunity to follow us, follow myself, follow Rich inside our live trading room and see what we could work with going into the morning. We'll be back at least later on throughout the day, though. Inside our live trading room, we stream in the morning, stream in the afternoon. We have our next audio broadcast in the afternoon, 2:30 p.m. So if you're on social media, we invite you to join us inside our live trading room. That is, scan that QR code with your phone, with your camera. Take a week-long trial with us inside our live trading room. And if you're not ready to take the steps there just yet, no worries. Always look to make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Again, we had posted just a video overnight, last night, 6-7 p.m., going over the ASTS trade, going over the ASTS move, seeing where it made its larger breakout to begin the week on Monday, where we ended up jumping in, myself specifically, and students as well. And we covered that just before. So again, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube as well for that. And again, we look forward to seeing you at least coming up here pretty shortly from now. Talk to you soon, folks. Take care.